In this video, we are going to go over inference for a population mean. So what we're going to do is create confidence interval to estimate the population mean. So we are going to assume that the data comes from a normal distribution, and we want to create a 95% confidence interval to estimate the average systolic blood pressure of the population. We sampled 10 people to obtain a mean of 121.2 and a standard deviation of 11.1. We want to calculate this interval. So first off, we need to make sure it comes from a normal distribution or the sample size is greater than 30. Our sample size is only 10, but it says it comes from a normal distribution, so we are good. The next thing we want to do is we want to go over to our inference for population mean app, and this time we are given sample statistics. So we are given that our sample has 10 people, and then we are given that our mean is 121.2, and that is a sample mean, and the sample standard deviation is 11.1. So when you are given the sample statistics like this, you're going to go over to enter data and put in summary statistics. Our variable is systolic blood pressure, and we're going to put in the sample size, which we said was 10, the sample mean, which is 121.2, and our standard deviation, which is 11.1. Then we want a 95% confidence interval, so you can see confidence interval is chosen. We have 95%, so we are good. So if we look here, it gives us what we put in. It gives us our point estimate, which is the mean, the standard error calculated for us, and then it gave us our t-score, and then it created the margin of error, which is those multiplied together. And then what it did, it is added and subtracted that value. So you can see the middle was 121.1. If we add the 7.94, we get the 129.1. Subtract the 7.94, we get the 113.3. So now that we have our interval, we want to interpret it. So our interpretation. And you always want to write this the same way. So you want to start off with how confident you are. So we are 95% confident. And then you want to say what we're actually talking about here. So we are talking about that the population mean systolic blood pressure, and then we're going to say is between our two values here, 113.3 and 129.1. So we're 95% confident that the population mean systolic blood pressure is between 113.3 and 129.1. And you could always write it exactly like this. It's not going to be plagiarism, so make sure you start off with we are 95% confident that the population mean, and then say what your population mean, what the data is actually talking about, because that's what we need to explain in this situation. If you just said population mean, then that could mean anything. So make sure you put it into the context, and then say what it is between that you calculated with the app. And that is how you create confidence intervals to estimate the population mean.